Hello everyone, this is Christy from Faithful Designs by Christy. In YouTube, I want to say thank you very much, Tina, for the invitation to share with you a tutorial making a junk journal. And I'm using the English Rose Garden Junk Journal Project Pack. And I'm going to show you how to make one of these, okay? This is a Lapbook Journal. And this paper is very shabby. So I incorporated laces right here on the spine. And as you can see, it looks like this in the back. I love VectoriaDesigns because their project packs are very easy to use. So I'm going to open like this, and when you open, it has two sections, okay? Here is the junk journal, and as you will see right here, I'm going to open. See, I didn't put anything right here, and it has little details in each page and lots of layers. Look right here, like the laces behind and all the papers, and it has lots of embellishments that you can use and create. Like, for example, this one, you can create a pocket. And I didn't use anything else from other materials except the dye paper and all the embellishments that it comes in the kit, okay? So as you can see right here, you can decorate the pages. It comes with these pockets, it comes with many things, and look how beautiful. See, so for example, right here I made a collage, and then I have room for a tag. See, then right here another pocket. I made another pocket right here using the embellishments. And I'm going to show you how to make the binding and everything. So if you like this project, stay tuned and you're going to see that tutorial. Okay, look how beautiful. Okay, you will see that tutorial and how to make one of these. Okay, and here is another pocket, and this pocket comes with embellishments. And as you can see, these pages are stunning. So this is the journal, and look. See how many pages, a lot of pages, and it has only 2 signatures, okay? And right here in the center, I created this little notebook, okay? And right here with the measurements that I'm going to give you, you have room for having a pen for your journal, okay? So you can keep it in there. And on this side right here, you have room for pictures. So you can write and keep your special memories in this journal, see? So let's open, okay? It opens like this, and it has 2 parts right here. Okay, so let's open this one. Okay, right here, I made these flaps, okay? So you have room for big pictures. It's not little ones, okay? And I'm going to show you. Okay, that it has right here room so you can put the picture all the way. And look, see, has room for pictures here and also right here. Then on the other side, see, there are more room for pictures here and here. See, then you open to the top, and right here there is a pocket, and you can save some tags. And right here there is a tag that holds these flaps, so you can put a picture here and write some journaling up here, or you can put another picture here. See, so it has room for many pictures here. And you keep these flaps with a tag, okay? And that's that part. If you visit my channel, you will see that I like to make mini albums. That's why I added this part into the journal. So I created a Lapbook Journal, and I hope you like this idea of putting them together. See, here you have another opening, and right here there is a pocket where you can put all the tags that you have from the embellishments. And here there is a large pocket, so you can have room for more pictures. Right here, you open and you have room for pictures. And I use this lace, but because it's clear, I just glue right here so you can put a picture here, okay? And see, you have more room for pictures. You have another pocket for a tag, and then you have more room for pictures here and here. See? So this is going to be lots of fun creating, and the tutorial, it's going to be long, but there will be a timeline in the description box. So it's going to be easier for you, if you didn't watch all the video, to come back and jump to the part that you were watching or you were following step by step, okay? So I hope you like this project and you enjoy making one lapbook journal for yourself. So now let's start with the tutorial. This is the English Roses Garden Junk Journal project pack, and as you can see, you will receive 6 pages of embellishments that you can fussy cut and use them for your junk journal. They are beautiful and shabby chic. I printed the 6 pages of embellishments in 110-pound cardstock, and I just printed on normal mode. If you want a lighter color, you can print it on fast draft. And all of the embellishments are so pretty. Here are the 24 journal pages. I printed them in regular copy paper, but I did it back to back. See? And then after you print all the ones that you like, then you can cut the white border and then fold them in half, and they are ready for a junk journal. All the pages are so pretty. The ones that are empty gives you more space for you to write or place some mats for pictures. All of the pages are so stunning, and you can use the embellishments to fill and decorate the empty pages. But as I said, you can print the ones that you like, see? And one of the best things to get a project pack from VectoriaDesigns is that you get a lot of images. You get 24 journal pages. That's a lot. And you can mix and match them all in your journal, or you can choose the ones that you want. See, and all of them are so beautiful. Look at these images. Aren't they stunning? See? And you will also get 8 full pages. And I printed these pages on cardstock because I'm going to use them for the cover. And I will use all of these beautiful pages to decorate the inside also of the cover and some of the flaps that I'm going to add to this project, okay? The Lapbook Journal. And look at this page. I cut them and I use them as tags so I can put on the pockets that you have in the embellishments. And for your convenience, when I made a tutorial, I added the measurements in inches and also in centimeters. For the cover, I used chipboard, and I want to give you a tip. If you have old binders, don't throw them away. You can open it and find some heavyweight chipboard that you can use for your journals. For the cover, we're going to use chipboard, and we need one piece of 8 inches by 2 inches, 2 pieces of 1 inch by 8 inches, 4 pieces that are 5 3/4 by 8 inches, and we will use cardstock to cover the chipboard. And there are 4 pages. 2 are going to be 7 1/4 by 9 1/2, and the other 2 are going to be 8 1/2 by 9 1/2. Okay, and we are going to glue these 4 pages of cardstock. The bigger ones are going to be in the center, and I just use double-sided tape. Okay, and I will try to glue them like about 1/2 inch. Okay, and you can just put them together and center it very well. Try to put them straight, And then you will attach the other small pages on the sides, okay, on each side. And for this, I'm using a ruler to try to have them straight, okay, at the bottom. And that's very important so all the chipboard can be straight too on top, okay. And after you attach all of the pages, you are going to press firmly with a bond folder, okay, so they are well bonded. And then you are going to have it ready for the chipboard. Now we are going to attach the spine that is 2 inches, and I'm using double-sided tape. Then I'm going to get a ruler and I will put in the center, but I also have to make sure that it's straight. Okay, then we are going to get the cover. Okay, there are 4 of these, right? So we are going to put 1 on each side first. And for that, I'm using double-sided tape again. And this is very important. You are going to leave 1/4 of an inch between each of these pieces of the cover, okay? That will help you to move it very easily, okay? Now, on the other side, again, we will leave 1/4 of an inch before we glue the next part, okay? So we measure with a ruler and put firmly and straight, okay, 1/4 of an inch, and we just glue it. Now we are going to attach the spines that are 1 inch on each side, okay? So those are 1 inch wide, and we will use the ruler again and leave 1/4 of an inch and attach it, okay, next to the cover. As you can see, that space is 1/4 of an inch. Okay, then after you put it, you are going to add the other part of the cover. Okay, and after we are done with this one, we are going to do the same thing in the other side. Okay, we need to attach the spine that is 1 inch and the other side of the cover. We first attach this spine that is 1 inch wide. Okay, make sure you leave 1/4 of an inch in between, and then you are going to attach the next part of the cover, okay? And again, you leave 1/4 of an inch, put it straight on the ruler, and then you press very well, and then we are going to cut, okay, in every union right there in the indent. Okay, you are going to cut only until the chipboard begins, okay? And that will help us to fold that part very well, okay? That's a long side, but we are going to do little by little. And when you are done, we are going to fold all the white edge, okay, on the long side. As you can see, you can fold up, okay, each part that is in between the cuts. And we have to do that in all of the sides. And after we are done folding all of the sides, we are going to use the bone folder and press very well. Then we are going to cut the corners, and remember to leave like about 1/8 of an inch, okay, in the corner, and that's for the thickness of the chipboard. And we will do the same in all of the corners. Can you see? We leave a space, and that will help us to cover the corner and not having a hole in there. Okay, now I'm going to use double-sided tape, and I apply to the chipboard. And this is what you're going to do. You are going to hold the tape and you are going to press against the back, okay? So in that space, you have to press the double-sided tape to the back, okay? So all the way to the indent, you have to pass it. So when we fold the paper, we are going to secure in there. And that will be a very nice folding when you have your book done. Okay, we are going to press very well. Now take the backing of the tape and you're going to fold and press. Okay, you're going to press very well, even on the indent side. Okay, so all the edges you have to press against, okay, the indent. And because it has tape, it's going to get secure in there and it will have a very nice shape. And you have to do the same thing to every single space. Okay, you have to press very well on top and on the sides of the cardstock. And when I finish with this side, I'm going to do the same on the other side. Okay, just keep pressing and I'll show you right now how it's going to look. See, this is how it's going to look. And now we finish the other side. Now I'm done with the long sides and I'm going to finish this one right here. And as you can see, I just put tape and then I'm going to fold the paper and press again. If you have some paper that is big, you can go ahead and cut it, okay? For example, right here, it was too much, the space that I left. So you just need to cut a little bit and that's it. And as you can see, I'm done with the other side as well. And now you're going to fold gently, okay, to break the fibers of the cardstock and then put it the way that it should be. Okay, we are going to fold and press against the chipboard, okay, especially the spines. Okay, on both sides you have to press against the chipboard so it can be straight, okay, when you fold it. Then you're going to get a bone folder and you're going to press on the top against the chipboard and it will be a very nice finish to your book. See, you have to do it in all of the sides and this is how it's going to look. Now for the cover, we choose 2 full pages and we are going to cut them at 6 3/4 by 7 7/8. And I like to print these papers for the cover in cardstock. And we will save all the scraps from these printed papers because we can use them for pockets or for tags. Now I have the 2 pages that I need and I'm going to use this distress ink in vintage photo and I'm going to distress the edges of these papers just to give a little bit of dimension. And I don't put too much because my papers will look darker. Now I will position the paper so you can see how I'm going to glue it. I will attach this part up here to the front spine of the book and I'm going to glue all the way to the back, okay? And I will use double-sided tape for this paper. Now that my paper is ready, I'm going to attach to the cover. And I'm going to put it straight and press very well. Okay, you can use your bone folder and put pressure on that. Then you are going to gently fold the spine of the cover, and it will look like this. Now I'm going to get the other paper, and I already put adhesive, and I put the cover side by side so I can see that my paper is going to be straight. And once I see it, I'm going to press all the way to the back. Okay, so I just need to use my bone folder and make a good pressure. Then I'm going to fold it gently to mark the corner. See? And this is how it's going to look. And now I'm going to attach this metal closure. And I will use my ruler to make sure that it's in the center. And with a pencil, I will mark in the holes where I'm going to use my brads, okay? And I have to buy these brads and make sure that the prongs are long so it can go through the chipboard too, okay? Now I'm going to make the holes, and for that I have a little piece of wood that I put at the back, and with a paper piecer I'm going to make the holes. See? And then I want the holes to be a little bit bigger, so I have to push more. Now I put one side of the closure and the brads, and on the back I'm going to open the prongs with the paper piecer, and then I'm going to press very well with my bone folder. Then I'll do the same in the other side. I use the paper piecer and I make the holes. Then I push a little bit more so the holes can be bigger for the prongs. And I put other part of the closure with the brads, and I attach to the cover. Then I'm going to put it back and open the prongs with a paper piecer, and then I'm going to press with my bone folder. Because it's bulky in the back, you can put your hand and push it back, okay, while you are pressing with the bone folder. And this is how it's going to look. See? Now we are going to decorate these two sides of the cover, and I printed 2 journal pages in cardstock for that. And we are going to cut those pages at 5.5 by 7 7/8. Okay, if you trim the white part on top and bottom, you already have the 7 7/8. Okay, so we do that first, and then we cut the 5.5 on the side, and you have to choose where you're going to start. Okay, so I start right here, and then I trim at 5.5. And don't forget to save all the scraps. Okay. Now we are going to add distress inks on all of the edges of these papers before we attach them. Now I added double-sided tape on each page, and I'm going to center it and place them where I want. Okay, so I do the same with both of them. Then I turn them back and I get my bone folder and press very well to attach the adhesive to the cover. Now we are going to start decorating in the inside, and for that I printed 2 journal pages in cardstock, and I cut one piece for the left side of the cover, and that will be at 5.5 by 7 7/8. And save all the scraps for tags or mats. Then for the other page, I just cut the white border. Align the page next to the first spine, and then with your hands you will feel it the main spine, and that's the one that measures 2 inches, and you're going to break the fibers first with your fingers and then with the handles of your scissors or with a ball tip tool, and you have to mark that paper. As you can see right here, it has to have the shape of the indentation. And after we are done shaping the spine in this paper, we are going to put it away for a few minutes because we need to cover the first spine on the left. And now we are going to cut a paper for the spine, and this paper measures 3 inches by 7 7/8, and that will go on the first spine, okay, on the left. So we are going to do the same thing, okay. We are going to put in the center, and we are going to mark on the sides of the spine. Okay, you have to press with your fingers and make sure there is an indentation there, okay. So now we are going to distress the edges, and then I already put adhesive, the double-sided tape, and I'm using glue for this part of the brads, okay. And then you just put the paper on top and use the back of your scissors to press, okay, on the sides of your spine, and it has to look like this. Then you are going to get the paper that we cut for the left, the one that is 5.5, and we are going to put it on top, see. And now we are going to use our bone folder and make sure that the adhesive is well bonded. Now I already put double-sided tape on this page that we prepare for this side, and I'm going to start with a spine, the main spine. And after I place the paper on the spine, have to press very well on the sides of the spine, okay, where the indent is, and then I'm gonna mark very well and just finish with the whole paper. And it has to look like this, see, because then it's very easy to open and close, okay, and your paper is not going to rip. It will look very, very nice. Now we are going to add an additional page on the right side of our cover, and this paper measures 6 1/4 by 8 inches. And we are going to score at 5.5 and at 5 3/4, okay. And we are going to fold that paper, and we will have a little spine of 1/4 of an inch, and the other half of an inch is going to be glue on the cover, okay. So that's for the last flap that we will have on the cover. So we have to do that before we add the pattern paper. I add the double-sided tape on the half of an inch, and I'm going to attach that to the end of the cover. Okay, make sure it's straight. Now I'm going to cut one of the full pages at 7 and 7/8, and the other side is going to be 11. So I'm going to start on the edge of the chipboard where the chipboard ends, and then we are going to make sure that you have the paper inside of the indent, and that's on the last spine. Okay, and press gently on the sides of the last spine. Okay, you have to make a good mark on the indent that's next to the spine. Okay, so we are going to mark slowly. Okay, don't do it too fast or the paper will rip. So you have to do it slowly and make your mark there. Then you're going to do in both sides, okay, of the spine. And after we have that, we put tape, but I'm going to take the tape only of one side so it doesn't move while we press on the spine. Okay, as you can see right here, first I already put that side only. Now we continue with the other part, and I'm just pressing to make sure that the sides of the spine are going to be fine with that side of the paper. And I'm going to take the back of all the adhesive, and I'm going to place again, but slowly, as you will see on the video. Okay, because my goal is to put the paper and press on the indent, okay, in between the spine. And that will help your papers to stretch a little bit more when you open your journal. And then finish spreading the paper to the left and then press and make sure the sides of the spine are fine. And then you have to gently fold the cover, and it has to look like this. Now we're going to do the flaps, and you will need two papers. One is 5 1/4 by 8, and the other one is 5 1/4 by 8 3/4. And for that one, we are going to score at 8 and at 8 1/4. And when we are done, we are going to fold that side of the paper, and we are going to add tape and glue these two pages together. Okay, as you can see, you have a little spine on the top, and that will make us open our flap up. Okay, so now I'm cutting a little bit on the corners, and I'm going to attach these two pages together. Now for the flaps, we are going to cut two papers at 8 by 11, and we are going to score at 5 1/4 and at 10 1/2. And we will do the same for both papers. Now we are going to fold these papers, and you will see 1/2 inch that it's going to be folded up, and we have to do the same for both papers, and it will look like a mountain. Okay, when you are done, you will see, and you will put it like this, and this is how you are going to attach them. Okay, so you put tape on that side on that 1/2 inch, and you are going to glue the other page on top of that. Now that we have the pages together, we are going to attach that 1/2 inch under the first page of the other ones that we glued together, okay? As you can see, I open and I glue behind the front page. Now we are going to cut 2 pieces of paper at 3 inches by 6 1/4, and we are going to score 1/2 inch on 3 sides, the long side and 2 short sides, so we can make a pocket. And we cut the corners before we fold the sides, okay? And as you can see, on the corners it's not going to be bulky at all. Then we're going to put tape, and I already did on both pockets, and I'm going to attach them. Okay, when you open the flap, okay, you will attach them at the bottom of each page. Now we are going to cut 4 pieces of paper at 4 by 5 1/4, and we are going to score at 1/2 inch on the left side in all of them, okay? You fold them, and then you're going to put tape, okay? Now I'm going to attach the first one like about 1/8 from the border on the left. Then we are going to attach the second one next to the 1/2 inch when you open the flap, as you can see, okay, just next to the 1/2 inch that we glue on that side. Make sure it's straight, okay? You have to compare with the first page and see that all of your pages are straight. Then you continue doing the same thing with the other 2 pages. Now we have a lot of flaps for pictures and a pocket where we can put a tag to hold those flaps. Now in the back, we are going to put a ribbon. So I'm measuring the half of that page, and then I put double-sided tape, and I take the backing and I put the ribbon that I'm going to use as a closure for that part. And I am using seam binding that I dyed with avocado, as well as the papers that I used for my journal. Now I added a tape to attach these pages to the cover, and I tie the pages with a seam binding first so I can control the page when I put them on the cover. Now I'm taking the backing of the adhesive and I'm going to put them straight, okay? Make sure you are checking where are you going to put, and as you can see it's just in between the big spine and the other short one, okay, on the right side. So because this is 8 inches, same as the cover, you have to align to it. Now we are going to continue on the next page and we're going to make a big pocket. And for that we need a paper that is 4 3/4 by 9, and we are going to score on 3 sides at 1/2 inch. Okay, as you can see, 1/2 inch on the long side and on the short side. Okay, and then we are going to cut the corners and fold all of those sides. Now for the flaps, we are going to cut 2 pieces of paper at 4 3/4 by 8, and we are going to score at 1/2 inch on the long side. Now we are going to cut the corners and we are going to add the tape to glue on the pocket. And as you can see, we are going to glue this way, okay? You just put on the side of the pocket and then press, and that will be one of the flaps, okay? Make sure it adheres, and now we're going to do the other one, and we're going to glue that on the other side, okay? And you have to put it on the top and then just fold it to the back. Make sure it's in between the flaps on the sides, okay? Make sure you varnish very well all the sides, and then we are going to apply the adhesive, and we are going to put the pocket facing to the right, okay? The opening had to be on the right, and that has to be next to the spine, the small spine that is 1 inch, okay? And yeah, you just have to press very well, okay, to make sure it's bonded and you have a pocket. Now we are going to decorate the top with one of the printed papers, and I cut that one at 4 by 7 7/8, and you just put it on top, and now that side is decorated. Now we are going to cut for the next page a pattern paper that is 5 1/4 by 7 7/8. And for the little spine, we are going to cut a piece that is 1/4 inch by 7 7/8. And for the next 2 pages, I didn't record it, but you just have to cut the paper 1/4 inch less than the size. Now we are going to embellish the inside right here of this page, and for that I just make sure that I leave 1/8 less all around, okay? And for the first flap, I cut a paper that is 3 1/4 by 5. Okay, and for the other three, I just cut 1 inch by 5. And I just glue on the edge, okay, leaving 1/8 of an inch on the side. And I hold the flaps with this tag that comes in the collection. Then I fuzzy cut this pocket that comes with embellishments, and I'm going to use it for the next page. Now we are going to use another tag from the embellishments to make a pocket. And for that, I cut the most of the sides of this pocket, and the paper has to measure 3 1/4 by 5. Okay, and after you cut that size, you are going to score 1/2 inch on each side. Then you put tape and attach to the bottom. Then I cut one of the scraps at 4 by 5 1/2, and I score 1/2 inch on the top. Okay, so this is going to be an extra flap in here. Now we are going to bind the journal pages. And here I have 2 signatures, and in each signature I have 6 journal pages that are printed back to back. And for each signature I added 5 avocado dyed papers as well. Now for the binding, I made a template, and this template measures 2 inches by 7 7/8, and I fold it in half. Then I measure from each side 1 inch. So you mark a dot at 1 inch on the top and at 1 inch at the bottom. Then I just put the ruler in the center and I center it between the 2 dots. Then I marked at 3, and then at 1 1/2 and at 4 1/2. Then I found the center of the first signature and I put the template in the middle. And now I'm going to use the paper piercing and I'm going to press in the hole, and then I make the first hole, then I continue and I just need to push, and then I have the holes already for sewing the binding. Now I do the same thing for the second signature. Now, I cut a paper that is 1 inch by 7 and 7/8, and I'm going to divide in 3 parts, okay? So I can measure right there, okay, 2 dots on the top and 2 at the bottom. Then I'm going to put my template and match those marks, and I will draw the marks of the holes. And I will do the same with the second mark. Okay, I will match the marks on the sides and then I will draw the holes. Okay. Now I will get the piece of wood and I will punch the holes with my paper piercing tool. And it will look like this. Now for sewing the binding, I use embroidery thread, and you can find those in any craft store in any color. So I'm going to start right here on the second hole of the left, okay? And I'm going to pass the needle and I'm going to secure the end. You have to put glue, okay? And then I'm going to put double-sided tape a little bit until it dries, okay? So it doesn't lose, right? And then I'm going to get the first signature, make sure it's not upside down, and I pass to the second hole. Then I'm going to pass all the thread and I'm going to go back to the first hole, okay? And we are going to sew that way the whole side. And as you can see, I go to the first hole, then I pull all the thread, and now I'm going to jump to the third hole. And same, I pass it on the signature on the third hole, and then I go back to the second. Okay, it's like you jump one and then go back one. And we are going to keep going. Now that we are done with the first signature, we are going to start with the second one, but we go from top to bottom. So we start on the second hole, starting from the top, and then we are going to go down, okay? So second hole of the signature, and then we will go up, okay? And then pass it through the binding piece. And after that, we have to jump one hole. Okay, we go to the third one and then go back again and then jump one and go back again, okay? And when we are done, we are going to just secure the ending with double-sided tape, okay? We don't make knots because that will make a bump, okay, on the spine, and we don't want that. Now I take the backing of the tape that I put in there, and I'm going to add some wet glue. Okay, it had to be like something strong like fabric tack or tacky glue, and then that will hold better the whole journal. Okay, I'm using glue that is special for paper, and that's from Beacon, same as the fabric tack, and I think this one will hold very well. I do not recommend double-sided tape for attaching these pages to the spine, okay? And now that it has the glue on it, I'm going to attach to the spine. And because it's the same size, you don't have to worry. You just make sure that it's straight and along the spine. Then you are going to wait until it dries for at least 5 minutes. You have to press and hold, okay, the pages so it glues very well. Now, to embellish a little bit more, we're going to use pink cardstock, and we're going to cut 4 pieces of 4 1/4 by 6 1/4, and those are going to be the large mats. And we're going to cut 8 pieces of 3 1/2 by 4 3/4. Now I'm going to glue the small mats on the left and the big ones on the right, okay? Now to embellish it more, I'm going to add this beautiful lace that I bought at Hobby Lobby. And I'm going to cut the size of the page, and I'm going to glue with fabric tack. And you don't need to put a lot, just one line to hold the lace, okay? And you can put on the paper or on the lace, it's okay, and just attach to the page. And then we are going to put tape on the mat, and we will glue the mat on the top. Then I'm going to decorate more, and I'm going to attach this beautiful embellishment that was in the cutouts, and I'm going to glue the ends so I can slip my picture behind, okay? And I use fabric tack as well. Now I'm going to do the same thing on the other pages. Now for the next pocket, we are going to cut 6 pieces for the mats, and they are going to be 3.5 by 3.5. And we are going to glue 2 mats in one page. And now for the flap that opens up, I cut 2 pieces for the mats, and they are 3.75 by 4.5. And now that we are done, we are going to make a little notepad for the center of the spine. And we are going to cut 1 cardstock from the scraps and 12 pages. And they are going to be at 2 inches by 7. And we are going to staple them all together. Then we will cut a little piece that is 2 by 2.5, and we are going to fold it in half, and we're going to put it on top. Then as a decoration, I have this embellishment that I'm going to put all around. See? And I just put tape, and I'm gluing all together. Then I'm going to put double-sided tape in the back, and I will place them in the center of the spine. Make sure it's straight on the sides of the spine, okay? And now we're going to make a pen holder, and you need to cut a piece of 1.5 inches by 3.5, and you are going to roll on your pen that you're going to place, and you're going to try to put it straight, okay? And then you're going to attach a little piece of double-sided tape or just glue, and I do it in parts, like for example right here, to secure that it's not unrolling. And I'm going to tape the first part, then I will roll a little bit and put another little bit of tape, and then at the end, because glue is stronger than tape, I'm going to put glue. I'm going to use fabric tack glue and finish with that paper, okay? And I'm going to hold it for a little bit so it can dry, and then I'm going to put more glue, the fabric tack glue, and I'm going to put it in the place that I want it, and it's going to be very close to the spine, okay? You have to put very close to the spine. Make sure that you have a space on top and bottom. And when you pull the pages of the journal, see, you have exactly the size for the pen there. So you have to wait until it dries. And now I'm going to embellish all of the pages of the journal with all the leftovers that I have of the embellishments, okay? But I will skip that recording because it would take me a long time, and I will show you just how to fold this pocket, okay? Look, you just have to put your ruler and put it up, and then fold it down, okay? And then you can place it anywhere. The size is perfect for the page of the journal. So I'm going to place it up here, and I put double-sided tape, and I will attach it so I can put some of the tags in there. Now I'm adding an envelope on one of the pages, and this is how I do, okay? The flap to the back and the opening of the envelope is at the front, see? So you have room for pictures and for writing. And now I'm going to decorate with a little bit of the embellishments, okay? Like this tag and then one vase with flowers, okay? That it's over there. Now on this side, I'm going to add a piece of lace so you can see that this one opens, and I'm going to leave a space for the pictures. And to cover the spine, I cut a cardstock that measures 4.5 by 8. And I place it in the center of the spine, and then I fold it to the front, okay? As you can see, I just try to put right in the center. You can measure if you want, and then just gently fold the sides. Then I added tape and I attached to the book. And now I'm going to add lace so it can look more shabby. And I'm going to add this metal embellishment from Tim Holtz. And I stamped the word memories and I put many layers of cardstock behind. And then I will put it together and use a very good glue to attach this metal on the cover of my Lapbook Journal. And I am done. That will be all, and you have a beautiful Lapbook journal. And here is my finished product. I used the glitter gel pen in gold to give this accent. And I did it in many areas to enhance the color of the gold. And I used Dimensional Magic from Mod Podge to add some gloss to some elements. And the pages of the journal were absolutely beautiful. So I just enhanced the gold color. And I used all of the embellishments, and for this one I made a pocket, but to add some shimmering to the roses I used Winkle Stella, and that is a brush with a fine glitter. And I also used the embellishments for this envelope so it can look very nice, and here you have a pocket. I used the corner pockets for some tags, and this is how it looks the center of the signature. Then I made a collage with embellishments and I created a pocket. And here is the other corner pocket. I also added flat back pearls here and there. The images of the prints are stunning and they don't need much embellishments. And here I made a necklace of pearls. And here is another collage with embellishments that became a pocket. And here is another one. And for this one, I glued two embellishments, the rose and the vase. And then I attached the ends, the top and the bottom, and I left open in the center so I can add some tags. And here is one of the pockets that come with embellishments. And here is where I hold a pen so I can have it handy when I use my journal. And as you can see, it fits perfectly. Then in the center, I have this little notepad, and I added this embellishment on top. And I put Dimensional Magic to enhance the stones. And here is the other part of my Lapbook journal, and you can add lots of pictures in here. And I added lots of mats for pictures and beautiful embellishments. And I also used some embellishments to decorate the pockets. And I like that you have lots of space for pictures. And on the last part of the Lapbook Journal, I created two pockets. A large pocket that holds one mat that looks like a card, and also some flaps that when you open, you have room for pictures. See? And in the center, I created a pocket and a flap that has mats for more pictures. And the last flap holds a pocket that comes in embellishments. And I just put some tags on top. I hope you like this project and you give a try. Thank you very much for watching my videos, for your likes, your comments, and for subscribing to my channel. Have a blessed day, everyone. Bye-bye.